Well, my name is Danielle Lipson, and I am doing my presentation on Chrome DevTools. And I wanted to start out just by saying what are the developer tools. So, DevTools allow you to inspect, test, and debug code on your browser that will impact the user interface. So, you're going to end up working with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript with those DevTools. And we'll get into that here shortly, but the nice thing is that anyone can use those dev tools on any website to just see how that code can be manipulated and what it does. Like, you'll be able to see that. So these changes that are being manipulated, I guess, they are going to just be on the browser until you refresh your page. At that point, they will erase. If you want to keep those changes and have them to be permanent, you need to do that through VS Code or whatever program that you're using at the time. So, how do we open the Chrome Developer Tools? Well, you're going to end up right-clicking on the web page. So I am using my friend's webpage. He does Weiss Harvest freeze-dried foods. And so you right-click, and then there's this little inspect down here at the bottom of that menu that we're going to click on, and then it'll open up to look like this, right? So this is how you open up, and you have your different types of tools up here at the top, right? So when you are wanting to be done, there's the X over here in this right upper hand corner that you can exit out of, okay? So let's move on. What does the console do? The console reads, evaluates, prints, and loops the JavaScript that is typed into it. So down up in here, you'll be able to use that JavaScript in there, and you'll actually be able to code in there. So it's kind of nice. You can also log different types of messages, and there's more than one way you can do it. That's why, I just stated there's a variety of ways, because you can do them in charts, all kinds of things. So the thing I liked about this is that you can filter your log levels. So down here in this screenshot here, there's this window here that's talking about information warnings and errors. So you can click out of those if you only want to see the errors, and you'll just have that one be check marked. And then on my next screenshot down here, this button over here is the site, excuse me, I cannot speak, the show console sidebar over, and that overrides the filter, which is, again over here, and that gives you essentially the same options but a little bit more in detail. So you have like your little carrots here, you can click those and it'll open up to more options, and they will be able to give you more detail of and more information on what's happening with your website and what types of things you need to be able to fix. Okay. Moving on to elements. What does the element panel do? The elements panel provides an interface to inspect and manipulate the DOM and the CSS of your website. In the main panel, it shows that the DOM layout. It shows the DOM layout of your HTML. This allows you to see the structure of your website and make sure that all of the elements are where they're supposed to be. So you're able to visually see the parent and child relationships. So in this screenshot here, this is an example that the body element is in the descendant selector, and the A tag underneath is the child selector. So this is an example that you can see how those relationships are within that CSS. Moving on to CSS overview, you can use the CSS overview panel to look at your page's CSS and identify potential improvements. So this is what it looks like when you first open the CSS. So, you're able to capture an overview of your page's CSS, identify potential improvements, and locate the affected elements in the element panel. So click your button, your capture overview, right? So this is after you run your overview, you'll be able to see this information. So this is just for this website with Weiss Harvest. They have all of these colors inside of their website, right? So these are all the background colors, the text colors, the contrast issues. So these will obviously need to be fixed here, but if you were to click over on this left side of this menu, you'll also run into font information. I did not take a screenshot of this, so I apologize. But you can come in here to this font information, and it will go through and it will talk about the different types of font sizes, the font weight, the line height, how many times each of the fonts were used. You could probably go in and get a little bit more than that. We did have an unused declaration in this Wise Harvest website. The one of the CSS panels in there was talking about being centered, and that was what was causing the error in there. But then there's also the media queries, just talking about the different things in there. All right, with the sources panel, this one's cool. I really like this one. You're able to like upload your files. I don't have a file to put up here at the moment, but you can come in and open a file here, and then it'll open it on this side. And then you can start to debug in a live editor here all of your stuff. And it's really cool because then you can just automatically see it happening over here. What is Lighthouse and how does it work? So Lighthouse is an automated tool for improving the quality of web pages. When you run it against your web page, it will audit for performance, accessibility, SEO, and more. So this image shows what it looks like when you first open the Lighthouse, and there are different options to choose from. So, if you're going to be on mobile or desktop, that's going to be important. And then navigation, it's obviously set to default, but you could choose any of those other ones. Search engine optimization, progressive web app, best practices, accessibility, performance. It shows all of these things. So when you push analyze the page load, it'll take just a jiffin to get there. And then after running this audit, you'll be able to see this. So this website is overall performing at 96%. This is kind of what you'll see right off the bat. And then you'll scroll a little further and it's going to have diagnostics, right? So these are like some of the errors that are pulling up that you could improve on, right? So this is just an example of these ones. So this particular website they're saying avoid the excessive DOM size, reduced unused JavaScript. That's kind of like the biggest thing is there's just a lot of JavaScript that needs help. And this main picture, like here, was having issues loading. It was just saying it's being slothful. So anyway, continuing down, there's the past audits. So there's all these different ones that obviously passed, but you can come over and click this little caret here and be able to see what information they provide about each one of those audits, because there's it just gives you some more details about what that looks like. So it just helps you to build a more user-friendly website that runs efficiently and obviously doesn't have load errors. So yeah, in best practices, just because of some of those errors, this website was a little bit slowed down. So, and it had a little bit of an issue somewhere it's tied in with Pinterest or something, and that's why it was also dinged on that score. But this is just a quick overview of Chrome DevTools. It's going to be an asset for us in learning how to use it over this semester and how to be able to improve our websites with these neat tools that are available to us through our Chrome extensions. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section and I will answer them the best that I can. Thank you.